Peace, families. Today's activity will be helpful as you're reinforcing sight words when you're teaching your early learner. So sight words are those words that your child should be able to recognize just by looking at them. So the reason for that is the sight words don't always follow your phonics rules. So that means those words that your child is seeing quite frequently in their books, kind of like everyday words, and they should be able to look at them and quickly say them without having to sound them out. Because again, sometimes they don't phonetically meet the rules that your child may be learning for phonics. So let's get started.
Bingo or tic-tac-toe is a great way to reinforce the sight words. So you draw the board and you fill in the spaces with the sight words that your child is learning. So you can play it as a tic-tac-toe game and have your child say one word and either put their X or their O on the word and then you do the same thing. Or if you don't want to do tic-tac-toe, you can just use any type of object that you can place on the word. So your child would say any word they choose and place their object there, and you do the same on your turn. And the goal is to get 3 in a row. And this is a great way for the children to have fun while recognizing those sight words. And again, they're being encouraged not to sound the words out, but to look at them and to say them quickly. Another great way to reinforce the sight words is to create a word wall or a word board. And you are literally just taking those sight words as your child learns them and you're placing them in a place where they can see the word consistently. So whether that be your actual wall of your home, or as you see here, I use the poster board paper, and you're just placing the words on the board as they're learning it. And that way, when they're practicing the words each day, they can point to them and say them on their wall or board. And when they're reading them in books, they'll be able to remember this is a word that I have on my board. Or when they're writing them, they can use that board for reference to remember how to spell the words. So you want them to be able to see the sight words as much as possible. And if it's in their home, if you're homeschooling, it's great because they can always have it and look at it and practice or use it. And even if you're in the school system, it's good to have the words at home as well, because when they're home, they can look at it and they can practice it. So thinking of as many ways as possible to get your child familiar with the words because they're seeing it frequently. That will help a lot.
All right, families. I hope you and your younger learner enjoyed those activities. And remember, this was a memorization activity. The sight words are helpful if they're memorized because it helps with fluency, but it's not the only component of teaching your child to read. They should definitely know all of the alphabet, be able to identify the capital, the lowercase letters, and the sounds, because that's going to help with the segmenting and the blending of the sounds. That's a key component of literacy. So just keep in mind, these sight word activities is just one part of teaching your child to read. See you next time.